Ladies and gentlemen, the moment you've all been waiting for, the pitch block, Axe 3. Okay, so let's try to get through this quickly and productively. I made two different presets. I'm going to show you why. Oops. Okay, on the first one, I have set the pitch block before the drive and the pitch block after the cab. Okay, on the second preset, I set the pitch block between the amp and the cab and after the cab, okay? Depending on the setting you put on the pitch block, it plays differently depending on where you put it in the signal chain. So I'm going to show you what they do and what's new. So let's go ahead and start over here. I'm going to open this up. As you can see already, there are some different things that you haven't seen before in the previous fractal unit. So I'm going to break this down for you. The detune has been broken down into dual detune and quad detune, okay? Fixed harmony has been broken down into dual shift and quad shift. Intelligent harmony has been broken down into dual harmony and quad harmony. Classic whammy and advanced whammy are still the same. Octave divider, crystal echoes. The arpeggiator has been increased. When we get to it, I'll show you what I mean. Custom shifter, and now we had the quad shift delay and the quad harmony delay are also new. So let's go ahead and start out. I have an AC30 on here. Let me show you. It's got a little bit of reverb. So this is, let me make sure this is bypassed. Okay, this is the clean sound. Okay, detune, dual and quad. What's the difference? Before I turn this on, well, actually I'll turn it on, but I'm not gonna play anything just yet. Okay, channel 1, channel A and channel B, I have them set up to switch back and forth between these, so just so you know what's actually happening. As you can see over here, dual detune has two different signals that we can detune, whereas quad detune has four different ones, okay? So the way I have this set up right now is kind of like a chorus effect, okay? Let's go over to the dual detune, and this is what it sounds like. Okay, so what's happening here? Detune, two different ones, totally independent, different delay times for both, different levels for both, different panning for both, okay? Let me go ahead and pan these out so you can see what it sounds like. Okay, one thing to keep in mind, the higher your mix, the less dry signal. Keep in mind that if you have your dry signal involved, you're going to have three different sounds happening at once. Okay, let me show you the dual versus the quad. So this is the dual. Okay, so obviously much bigger sound. You see these are all tuned differently. They have different delay times the way I set them up. Feedback, I left it like this because I don't want it to sound like a delay. The panning is all different, right? Mix. Let me bring it down a little bit more, say 60. Okay, that's that. Let's go over this, and I'm gonna mute this for now, okay? Because when I bypass this one, this is where I've set up the next ones. So dual shift, okay? The way I have this set up right now, if you recall what I mentioned earlier, fixed harmony has been broken down into dual shift and quad shift. So the dual shift, sorry, I have it set up right now to drop tuning, and the quad shift I have it set up to just a harmony with a bunch of fourths. So as you can see over here, this is drop tuning, right? Two different voices, and voice number 2 I have turned all the way down. If I can find it, I will show you. Okay, so voice number 2 is all the way down. If I turn this all the way up, I'll basically have one voice in standard tuning and one in drop tuning, but that's not what I want right now. So I'm gonna bypass this for a second so I can play an E minor chord for you, and then I'll show you what it sounds like once I turn this on. Okay, there is a little bit of a latency that was to be expected. Now let me go over to this, right, which is a quad shift. But the way I have it set up, I'm going to turn this drive on so you can see what's happening. So this is what's happening. Okay, what's happening here? Let's go over here. Scroll up, and as you can see, I have 4 different chord tones happening. So that is a quad shift, okay? I'm gonna go over to C, channel C, and we're over in dual harmony, okay? So the way I have this set up is this is to the scale of A major, okay? The difference between the fixed harmony and the intelligent harmony is the intelligent harmony will allow you to set it to a different scale or a different key. So this is set to A major right now. Okay, and obviously quad harmony means 4. So this I have set up to E melodic minor, and these are 4 different chord tones of E melodic minor. Okay, cool. So now we are going to go to preset 1, which is this one. Okay, we're gonna go over here for the whammy. So I'll explain to you. Let me turn on the drive, and let me turn this on. So what's happening here is the classic whammy and the advanced whammy. The only difference is once again I have this channel A and channel B, right? So we can change back and forth. The classic whammy and the advanced whammy, the difference is the intervals that you can set, right? For this one, you can only go up and down 1 or 2 octaves, but for this one, you can set this to be any interval you like, fifths, 7s, 9s, whatever, up to 2 octaves as well, okay? But let me go ahead and show you what this one sounds like. If I set this up differently, say down. Sounds like a car. Okay, so I don't need to go over advanced whammy because you already know what it is. Now let's go over the arpeggiator. Okay, the difference here between the XFX2 and the XFX3 is the arpeggiator on the XFX2, it allows you for a 16-step sequencer, whereas the one on the XFX3 is doubled now. It's 32. So let me show you what this sounds like. Okay, how does this actually sound? Let me bypass it. This is an A triad. Okay, cool. So now, the custom shifter, I don't have it set up at the moment, but it basically what it does is that it takes the user scales that you have set up and it shifts back and forth between them. So let's bypass this for now, and let's bypass the drive for now, and now let's go over to this one, right? I have this set up in stereo because I want this next block to be in true stereo. So, oh, octave divider, we skipped this. So let me go back and turn on my drive. Okay, so octave divider, here we go. And so on. Now, channel D. Notice how helpful the channels are, because I'm just basically shifting between 4 different presets within this block just with the channels. I'm not having to go back in and dial anything in. So I'm going to bypass the drive right now. I'm going to go back over here. And the crystals basically gives you a crystal sound. Very cool. You set this together with a real nice long reverb and a nice long delay, and you could be the next John Williams. Cool. Okay, so we went over arpeggiator, you went over custom shift, which I don't have set up. And now we are going to go over the quad shift, which I have right here. Okay, so let me make sure the drive is off. Okay, drive is off, my amp is clean. And then, once again, this kind of takes after the fixed harmony, and this one takes after the intelligent harmony. But the way I have them set up is, oops, go back over here. the way I have them set up is kind of like delays. So let me show you what the first one sounds like. This is quad shift delay. Somebody that's more creative than me will definitely find better use for that. But you're basically detuning 4 different signals, setting them to different intervals. Delays, I'm setting them to different delays, as you can see. Different feedbacks as well, and they're panned differently. Okay, so now let's go over to quad harmony delay, and it's kind of a similar thing. Let me show you what I've got set up for this. I'll play through it. Okay, so same as fixed harmony and intelligent harmony, the difference is here. You can set this to a certain key, a different scale, whatever you want. Say I wanted, let's say B flat Phrygian. B flat Phrygian is what? G flat major. Donations accepted. Cool, guys. I hope that everything was clear. I'm happy that I got to do this in less than 3 hours. It was a quick overview, but hopefully I answered some of the questions that you guys might have had about what's new with the ARPEGGIATOR 3. So if you have any further questions, feel free to leave them in the comment box, and I'll find you the answer.